Yes, what is going on? Today we're going to have a look at animating SVG paths on scroll. Right here between the sections, you can see I've got this nice little curvy thing going on. Looks like maybe we're taking a breath, diaphragm, inhale, exhale, yoga action. But it's animating on scroll here. I'm going to show you how to do that. First, we're going to start by building the SVG in Figma. I'm going to show you how to drop it into Webflow. And then finally, we're just going to write a couple lines of some code to use GSAP scroll trigger to animate this thing. All right, let's hop into Webflow and check out the project first.
Hey there, Webbay.
So here in Webflow, I've got 3 sections. The first section is just my text here. The second section is where we have our image. And this image is set to width of 100% and 90 viewport heights and to cover. And then last we have just another section with some text in it again. Now I'm going to drop the SVGs as absolute elements within the section. So let's go ahead and see how to build those first. All right, very first thing we're going to want to do is grab the pen tool. And I did not graduate art school, so don't kill me if this is ugly, but we're going to start just from the top left and go to the top right. You don't have to be perfect here because we're going to set it to 100% anyways. And you actually kind of want to start with your finished shape, what you're expecting. So I'm just going to connect 3 points there. And then I'm going to give it a little bit of Bezier curve action. And then, let's get rid of this stroke. So I'll set this to 0 and we'll give it a fill. It doesn't matter. We'll set the color in the code as well. So I like this as kind of the finished product. Actually, let's maybe, yeah, I think it's good. Okay, so I've got a final shape that I like. I'm going to go ahead and click done, drag this down a little bit to get it out of the way. And I'm going to hold Option and bring it up here. And now we're going to work on our starting shape. So I'll double click and I'll just grab this anchor point and bring it up. Something like, I guess like there. And then I will take this handle and move it just so it's a little smaller. And that's looking pretty good. So I'm going to click done. And now I'm going to need both of these paths. Let's start with the final one. So I'm just going to select it, right click, and select copy as SVG. And let's go back into Webflow and let's drop in an embed right behind our section here. And I'm going to paste that SVG code. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and grab the starting SVG code as well. So copy as SVG, come in here, and I'm going to put it above just so that I remember. First one's first, second one is second. And so what we're going to do, if you're not familiar with SVG, is we're going to animate this path. And this path has a D attribute, which stands for data. And this is the code that's telling the SVG how to behave. Now, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set the width to 100% so that it's responsive and takes up our viewport. We can just go ahead and delete the height, leave the view box, and then everything else there is fine. And what I'm going to do is drop this D onto a new line just so everything's a little bit more readable. And we're going to give this an attribute of WB element equals path to animate. And we'll make up another one called WB final path. And that's going to equal this thing down here. So we're just going to take all this D value, cut it out of there and paste it there. And we don't need this SVG anymore. And let's go ahead and save. And we can see we've got our starting SVG kind of sitting up here, but we want to customize this just a little bit. So let's call this our embed and we'll make it 100% width. And we'll give it a position absolute set to the top. Now you'll notice that section is set to relative so that the embed is relative to that section. And then I'm also going to give it a Z index so that it sits on top of our image. The last thing I want to do is I want to make the color match. So to do that, I'm just going to grab the color that I specified on the body, copy that, come back to our embed, click the gear icon, open the code editor, and where this fill is D9, 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 I'm going to put our custom hex code there and save that. And now we've got the correct color. Now, before we head and animate this thing, let's take a look at our final path just to make sure that everything shows up. So I'll just set this as the D property just by copy and pasting, and we'll store this as D2. It doesn't really matter, but you can see that this thing is cutting off our SVG. And the reason that's doing that is we got the view box from the smaller SVG. So let's go ahead and fix that. Just going to pop into Figma, grab the one that's bigger, and we'll copy and paste this as SVG, come back into our code, paste it, and now we see this height of 198 and the view box has a Y of 198. So rather than 17 here, we're going to set that to 198, and we've gotten the value we need, so we can just exit out of there. Save and close and publish. And okay, we're seeing where our final SVG is going to be. Let's go back into Webflow and reset this. So we can just get rid of the D attribute here, and we'll set this D2 back to D and save. So we haven't written any code to animate this yet, but you can see in the home page within the settings, I'm importing GSAP, I'm importing the scroll trigger plugin from GSAP, and I'm importing a code sandbox file called index.js. All right, here in our code, we are going to first register the scroll trigger plugin by calling gsap.registerPlugin and passing it a parameter of scroll trigger. Then we are going to get references to all the paths to animate on our page by using document.querySelectorAll. We're going to grab that data element of WB element equals path to animate that we put within our SVG path. And then we're going to call a for each function on paths to animate, which is going to loop through each path that we have. Right now we only have one, but in case we want to add more in the future, this will do it for every one. And then the for each function gets its own callback function, and that callback function gets a parameter where we're passing the path. And within these two curly brackets, we will write our code. So the very first thing we want to do is we want to get a reference to that final path by calling path.getAttribute. And the attribute name that we gave our final path was wb-final-path. And now we're going to build a GSAP timeline. So I'll say gsap.timeline, and I'm going to specify an options object within that timeline function. The very first property to that object is our scroll trigger, which gets its own object. And we'll specify the trigger to be the path. Scroll trigger is essentially going to it's going to trigger when that path comes into the viewport. And we can specify when in the viewport that path comes into view by saying start, and we'll say, so essentially what we're saying here is that we're going to start our scroll trigger timeline when the top of the path is at the bottom of the viewport. And we're going to end it when the bottom of the path is at the top of the viewport. And I'm going to set scrub to 1 here, which means that it's going to take 1 second for our animation to catch up to the user's scroll. And then on our timeline, I'm going to call .2. This is our actual animation. And for .2, we give it the element to animate. So that's going to be our path variable. And then we give it an options object where we specify what properties to animate. And GSAP gives us access to this attribute, which again gets its own object. And then within that, we're going to animate the D attribute on our SVG path. So remember that D is where the data is held, all the path data. And then we're going to pass that our final path. So we're just animating from the original path to that final path data. And the other thing we'll do is we'll set ease to none. Since this is a scroll-based animation, we really don't need any easing, and we've got our scrub, so that should be just fine for what we want to accomplish. And I'll go ahead and save this. And if I come back to our project and refresh, we can see now that as we're scrolling, we're getting this curvy element to animate. And it looks really nice. Maybe I did a little too much. It's kind of covering the subject of the photo here, but you kind of get the picture. And then just to make sure our looping works, let's go ahead and add one more. I've got 2 paths already made here within Figma. For our first one will be this kind of fat one, and then our second one will be the skinnier one. So I'll go ahead and right click, copy, paste, save as SVG. I'm going to move a little bit faster here. Let's come back. Let's actually just go ahead and copy paste this embed, but instead of anchoring it to the top, we're going to anchor it down to the bottom, and we'll open our code editor, and we're going to get our SVG and paste it. Okay, let's update our view box, and we will update, this is the initial path, so we will just cut this and we will paste it there, and we don't need this anymore, so we'll delete that and come back and get our final path, right click, copy as SVG, back into Webflow, paste it, and now we're just going to get everything within the quotations here, cut that, set that as our final path, delete this, save. Okay, now what are we doing here? I move this to the bottom. We want it back at the top. So on the second one, I'll give this an isBottom combo class so that I can bring it down here. There's a little bit of a line here. I probably didn't draw my SVGs perfectly. So we can get around that just by setting this width to something like 102%. And then we will nudge it down just a couple pixels. You might have to check all the breakpoints for this as well. So we're looking like -6 is pretty good. And then since I made that width larger than the section, make sure we set our overflow to hidden. And I'll just go ahead and save and publish. And let's refresh our page. And we can see our top one is still working. And now our bottom one is animating as well. Looks pretty nice. Hey, thanks for checking that out. If you liked the video, please subscribe and be sure to check out the resources in the description below. All right, see you in the next one.